Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24. And we're going to get started in a hurry because this is a big game against the Chicago White Sox because Robby Martin is going to make his Major League debut today. Our number 4 overall pick just a year ago out of Georgia is making his debut on the fast track as he'll see the Chicago White Sox first in this episode. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. As on the mound for the A's will be Ken Waldichuk, who had a very good 2024, posting a 3 ERA, and then won the job for the 5 spot in spring training by posting a 3 ERA. So hopefully we can continue to see a 3 ERA out of Waldichuk as he begins the day against Andrew Benintendi, who flies out to right. Then we'll take a look at this White Sox lineup that's split 2-4 against the Angels. As you'll see their lineup, obviously the new face right there, Alex Bregman will be hitting in the 3 spot, the big signing for them in the offseason. 5 years, $61.5 million to get him away from Houston, and he'll be flanked right there in the 3 spot. Dominic Fletcher up next will look at strike 3, so a quick 2 down now for the Chi Sox. We'll bring up Alex Bregman, the 3-time All-Star, who hasn't gone off to the best start in his first series with Chicago, but he pops one up, and that will end the first inning. Waldichuk gets him down 1-2-3. On the mound for the White Sox will be another player making his MLB debut today, Nick Nastrini, the number 9 prospect in their organization, 4th round pick back in 2021 out of UCLA by the Dodgers. He came over a couple years ago in the Lance Lynn and Joe Kelly trade, and he's making his debut today, and he starts off with Geloff, who hits the first pitch out to right field for an out. And we'll take a look at this Athletics roster, their lineup today. A lot of the same you saw on opening day, just Robby Martin's now getting the start at short. And Soderstrom and Langeliers have flipped their positions. Soderstrom now in the 7 hole, while Langeliers is hitting 8. That'll bring up Ryan Noda, who's gone up to the best starts out of all of our hitters. 2-2 count to him, and he swings through a low fastball. And that's the first strikeout in the career of Nick Nastrini. Of course, it comes against Ryan Noda, so that's now 2 down. Then I'll bring up Brent Rooker 1-2, and he'll also swing and miss on the changeup low. 1-2-3 inning for Nastrini. Let's go top 3 now. Here's Colson Montgomery leading off for the White Sox, and he hits this one down the first base line right over the bag. That's the second-year pro out of Indiana. We'll get a base hit to start the 3rd. Michael Hellman up next. He swings through a fastball, strike 3. Waldichuk's 3rd K of the day. I'll bring up Edgar Caro up next. Base hit up the middle. As I'll go into center as Montgomery's looking to go to 3rd, and he will. So now runners on the corners, only 1 away for the top of the lineup. Benintendi up next, 2-2. He rips this one to right field. That's going to get down, and that'll be the first run of the ball game. A RBI single for Benintendi, and now runners still on the corners. Dominic Fletcher's turn up the middle. Base hit into center field. 2-0 White Sox as the hits continue. Still only 1 down until Bregman looks at strike 3. Much needed K there for Waldichuk. Brings up Luis Robert Jr. At 86 RBIs a year ago, a career high, looking to get one here, but he couldn't. Pops it up. Urshel underneath it. But the White Sox do get 2 in the 3rd. We'll go bottom 3 now. Here's the first at bat for Robby Martin. He steps up to the plate with 1 down. 2-1 pitch from Nastrini, and he gets jammed on the hands by a fastball. That's going to be popped up in foul territory. Easy play. 2 down now for Zach Geloff, and he hits one up the middle. Base hit, as that'll be our first hit of the ball game as he takes first. Ryan Noda now, full count pitch. Looks at ball 4. Good plate discipline there. Puts 2 on now for Brent Rooker, who started off the season pretty solid. Struck out back in the 1st. 2-2 pitch here, and he swings through a slurve right there. He times it up perfectly, and he doesn't make contact. We go into the bottom of the 4th now, where Seth Brown gets us started, though, and he's going to send this one over the fence, so that will help. A solo shot for Seth Brown, his 2nd home run of the season. He only has 3 hits. 2 of them just so happen to be homers, as the Athletics are now on the board. They cut the lead in half. 2-1 still in favor of the Chicago White Sox. Let's go top 5 now. Michael Hellman up at the dish for Chicago, and a late jump from Rooker, as that one will drop for a leadoff base hit. Edgar Caro now up next. 2-2 pitch to him, and he will look at strike 3. Another punch out for Waldichuk, his 6th of the day. That'll bring up Benintendi, who had an RBI single in his last at-bat. 3-1 pitch to him, and he draws a walk. So now 2 on for Dominic Fletcher, who also with an RBI single in his first at-bat. First pitch to him, and he rips this one into right center. That's going to go gapping, and that's some trouble. 1 run will score with ease. The second will round third. The play at the plate will not be in time, and Fletcher's going to take 3. A 2 RBI triple for Fletcher. White Sox now up 4-1. As Alex Bregman steps up, and he crushes this pitch. High and deep to left center at the track, and it drops for a ground rule double. It's an RBI as well. White Sox now up 5-1. As Wallachuk getting a little rattled here. Here's a wild pitch. Bregman now in sac fly territory as he takes third base. And it's Luis Robert Jr. who's going to hit up the middle. Won't need a sac fly. He'll just get it done himself. 6-1 White Sox. A 4 spot here. And there's still only 1 out. Andrew Vaughn up next. Robert trying to steal second. And Langoliers guns him. A great throw gets him out. We needed that. That clears the bases now with 2 down. And Vaughn up next would just single up the middle. So if they would have been patient, they would still have 2 on. But with Wallachuk getting rattled, that's going to do it for him. 4 2/3. Just an implosion here in the 5th. And we'll bring in the former Boston Red Sox Chris Martin out of the pen. He hasn't had the best of his first 2 appearances. They'll try to strand the runner for Adam Duvall, who draws a walk. Close pitch, doesn't get the call. In my opinion, inning should be over. Instead, Colson Montgomery up next will hit this one to right field, and they'll make us pay. Runner coming around to score. Throw is a little offline, and it's 7-1 White Sox RBI single for Montgomery. That brings Hellman up again. The White Sox bat around, and the guy who started it will be the guy who ends it. A fly out to left, but not for a 5 spot here in the 5th. So we'll go now into the 6th inning where Joe Barlow, our Rule 5 pickup in the draft, we'll see his first time on the screen. He's had 2 games so far, and he hasn't given up an earned run. His first batter is Edgar Caro, and he'll get the second-year pro out of Cuba to ground out to short. Top of the lineup now, Andrew Benintendi. Nice slider down low, gets some swinging and missing. And Barlow comes in and settles down the offense, but not before Dominic Fletcher, who's had a great day already. 1-2. Chopper over to first. Noda gloves it. Barlow covers the bag, and that's a 1-2-3 inning our pitching staff desperately needed. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning now where Didi Garcia will come in out of the pen. It was 5 strong for Nastrini, who really had the changeup working today. Great command of his pitches. We'll see what we can do against Garcia as Rooker will swing through a high fastball for the first out. That'll bring up Seth Brown, who solo shot back in the 4th. Has been our whole offense today. First pitch to the left fielder, hanging curve, but he mashes it over to second. Easy play for Hellman for the second out. Gonna bring up Ruiz now, 1-0 pitch. Nice fastball timing, but he just bloops it up into center field, where Hellman will make the track and grab it, and that'll get us through 6. Zach Jackson will come in relief. He's tasked with getting the final out here in the 7th. As Andrew Vaughn, though, will make it difficult for him. He rips this one into the right center gap up against the wall for extra bases. Ruiz will cut it off, and that'll be a 2-out double for Vaughn. And it's not going to be easy for Jackson, but when has it ever been? He does get Adam Duvall up next, though, to fly out to the left, so that will end the 7th, as we're still down by 6. Going to the 8th now, where Jackson walked 2 batters, so Kimbrel's in to try to clean up the mess. He does have 1 down, but the 3-time reliever of the year will try to get out of this inning, and he will. Grounder over to Giloff, 4, 6, 3, and Kimbrel with 1 batter gets 2 outs. Nice job by the former Oriole. Go bottom 8. Here's Robby Martin at the dish. Our offense has been ice cold, but here's Martin getting a base hit into right field, which means that's the first career hit in the career of Robby Martin. We hope to see many, many more, as that'll be a baseball you want to save, young man. Fortunately for him, the next 2 batters would go down, and then Rooker would pop one into right field, cutting foul, but it will be caught by Duvall. So we get nothing in the 8th. Go top 9 where Fletcher gets plunked by Kimbrel. Now, Fletcher does hover over the home plate, so I'm a little fishy on that one. But then I'm not fishy about this because Bregman's just going to single up the middle, and there's quickly 2 on with nobody out. Kimbrel's got to get out of this jam himself. Luis Robert up next will golf one into the left. That will be caught by Brown, but it should be deep enough to score Bregman, as he will tag with ease. Excuse me, that is Dominic Fletcher who tagged. It's 8-1 nonetheless. Vaughn up next, first pitch swing, and he's going to drive this one deep left field. This time Brown will not get to it as that one is out of here. A 2-run shot for Andrew Vaughn. It is now 10-1 White Sox off the first of the season for Vaughn, 412 feet, and Kimbrel continues to struggle early on here in the season. He'll be yanked in favor of Lucas Erceg, our closer from last year, making his first appearance of the season in the 5th game of the year. Trying to get the final out, and he will. He strikes out Hellman. So we go down 10-1, and that's going to do it for this one. There will not be any rally to spoil it for you, as the Chicago White Sox win game 1 of this 3-game set, and this game kind of proves that we still have a lot of work to do. Pitching staff is still not in the place that we want it to be in. Just a couple of chunk innings. If we can just get rid of these innings with the curved number pitching-wise, we'll be doing a lot better. Offense was also cold, and Nastrini did a phenomenal job today. He kept throwing that changeup, and every time it was low. I kept waiting for him to miss. He never did. Vaughn gets player of the game, though, but I think it should have gone to Nastrini as we lose game 1. Going into game 2, we lose that one 4-3 in 10 innings, but Robby Martin goes 4 for 5 for us. Not bad for the rookie, but Robert Jr. had the home run for the White Sox to lead them to victory. Game 3, though, we do win 3-2, so we take 1 of 3 against the Chicago White Sox. Sears 6 strong innings, only 1 earned run given up, leads us to victory. Now, I do want to make one roster move after this. It's not who you think. I'm going to send down Lucas Erceg. He hasn't been the worst guy in the bullpen, but he was our closer last year, and I kind of liked him in that regard. But we did sign Brebbia. I'm going to send him down to AAA because I want him to continue to get reps as a closer. So, not because he's done anything wrong, because I want him to continue to get reps. I don't see him being down there for long, however. And we're going to call it Lawrence Butler. Probably should have never started the year in AAA anyway. He's been pretty solid for us last year. So he'll rejoin the big league club as a backup outfielder. We do get some unfortunate news. Steven Echevarria, our rookie down in AAA, our prospect who I really like this year, has broken his forearm. So that's going to hurt his development as we head to Cincinnati against the 2-3 Cincinnati Reds, who are looking to do better than they did last year as they finished 76 and 86. This is our first chance on the road as well for us here at Great American Ballpark. Also, one thing you'll notice today, we are wearing the gold unis on the road. That is actually going to be our new gold uniforms. We brought them back because they're the only other uniform that doesn't say Oakland on it. So I hope you guys like those uniforms because you'll see them a lot more this year. Hunter Green on the mound. He had a great first start, struck out 11 batters in 6 scoreless innings. As Zach Geloff will step to the plate, has not been the best start for our All-Star season ago, and he'll go down on a fastball. That's Hunter Green's game. Plenty of speed to his pitches. Next up, Noda 0-1 pitch turns on a fastball into right field, but this one will flare out easily. And we'll take a look at this Athletics lineup. Same lineup you just saw in the other game, no changes. Robby Martin still hitting very good at .417, and there's a couple good hitters, Gio Urshela in there as well, but a couple guys you need to step up, Geloff, Brown, and Soderstrom looking at you 3. Here comes Rooker up next, 2-0 pitch to him, and he's going to smack this one up the middle, and it's going to get through for a base hit. So the first hit of the day to Brent Rooker. We'll bring up Seth Brown, who lifts a fastball deep into center field. It's going to be caught by Joey Gallo, and that'll end the top of the first. On the mound for the A's today will be Jose Butto. Had a good first start. We're hoping that continues here today. Gave up 2 earned in 5 innings and got the win. He'll start today off against Ely De La Cruz, one of the best young players in baseball right now, and he gets some looking on a 12-6. Nice pitch there by Butto. Gets a backwards K. TJ Friedel up next, and he swings through a fastball, so that's the frontwards K. Back-to-back strikeouts for Butto to begin. Brings up Brendan Donovan now. First pitch, and he's going to hit this one up the middle. Donovan, the former St. Louis Cardinal, acquired via trade in the offseason for Will Benson, gets their first hit of the day, and that'll bring up the big signing for the Reds, Willie Adames. 5 years, $48.5 million to come over here to Cincinnati, and he begins his day with a punch-out. Butto strikes out 3 batters. We'll stay bottom 4 here. We'll see how he does. He's still scoreless. But here's a leadoff single to Willie Adames, the aforementioned former Milwaukee Brewer. Matt McLean up next, 2-2. He swings through a changeup well out in front of it. That's the 7th punch-out of the day for Butto. And then I'll bring up Jake Fraley, who doubled back in the 2nd inning. This Reds team has had a very good job hitting the baseball so far this year, which is even more impressive that Butto's going to go 4 scoreless innings, because that's not been easy this year against Cincy. He'll only go 4 innings, though. He got a little tired, and we're going to bring in Chris Martin out of the pen. Hasn't been the best start his season. We'll see if this decision pays off. The first batter, Gallo, will just rip one off the back. That's going to leave quite a welt as he'll reach first base. Next up is Spencer Steer, full count pitch, and he's going to hit this one up the middle. Another base hit. First 2 on here for Cincinnati. The 9-hole hitter Tyler Stevenson now up 1-1 to him, and he's going to rip this one up the middle, and that's going to be trouble. Ruiz is going to get to, he's going to come up firing, and he will not get Gallo at the plate, and the Reds will score first here in the 5th, 1-0. As we go top of the lineup, and now Ely De La Cruz gets a base hit. Runner's going to round third. Throw will not be in time, and it's 2-0 Reds. Still nobody out, and Martin will be pulled. A disaster here in the 5th inning for him for Rule 5 pickup Joe Barlow. He's going to have to try to minimize the damage here, but he gives a bloop single to right. Friedel gets it down. It's now 3-0 Cincinnati Reds, and still nobody out. This inning is just falling apart here for the A's as Brendan Donovan now up next. Hits this one to center and Ruiz misses the dive. That's going to roll all the way to the fence with some trouble. Donovan's already on his way to third. That's a 2 RBI triple for Donovan. 5-0 here, Reds, and there's still nobody out. Adames up next will finally be the first out. He swings through a fastball. How about Matt McLean now? 1-0 pitch. High and deep into right center. Rooker should get to this one, but that will easily tag what's going to be the 6th run of the ball game. 6th run of the inning for Cincinnati. Fraley up next, 2-0. He lifts this one to left. That will end the 5th, but a big crooked number here for the home team. Good top 6 to see how the A's answer that big inning, and it'll start with the Ryan Noda strikeout. Green, 10 Ks now on the day. His stuff has been almost untouchable. Rooker's been one of the only guys to get a hit here for the Athletics so far. He gets a 1-1 pitch and hits a fastball into right field, but again, it just flares out. Easy catch out there for Friedel. Seth Brown now, 1-2. Swing and miss on the changeup, and Green has 6 scoreless. We'll stay top 7 here with the Athletics to see what they can do, as Ruiz will at least begin the inning with a base hit into left field. Good effort there by Fraley. That's a leadoff single for our fastest player. Gio Urshela up next. First pitch, pokes it into center. That's going to get down, and Ruiz is going to round and go all the way to third. Good hit for Urshela, who's actually got a hit in every single game so far this season. He's proven to be a very worthy signing. So a chance here to finally get some runs. Soderstrom up next. Rips this one over to second. That will be a 4-6-3 double play. He won't get an RBI, but a run will score, making it 6-1. And that'll do it for Green. He gets pulled after that one. 6 2/3 1-earned innings for the former Tampa Bay Ray, Sean Armstrong. First batter he faces is Langoliers, and he's going to single this one into center. I hope Langoliers continues to swing a better bat this season. It's been nice. Robby Martin now gets a nice slider right down the middle. He lifts it into center, but it just dies out despite good timing. And we get 1 of the 7th. Going to the 8th inning now, or the bottom of the 7th, where Craig Kimbrell will come in relief. First batter he faces will be De La Cruz, and his Geloff comes up quickly, and he gets this speedy man at first base. TJ Friedel now up next. He lifts one deep to right field. That's an easy out number 2. Kimbrell coming in dealing this game as Brendan Donovan up next will fly out to center, and Kimbrell gets a 1-2-3 inning. Nice to see out of the former Baltimore Oriole. Zach Jackson will come in the 8th with 2 down with a runner on first. So he only needs to get 1 more out, and it's Joey Gallo, and he gets him to swing through it. So Jackson does his job. That'll send us to the top of the 9th, where Lucas Sims will come in relief for the Reds. It has not been a good season this year for him, but he's got a 5-run cushion in the 9th. First batter Ruiz will pop this one up into short, and that will be caught easily. Gio Urshela up next, 1-2. They say he went around. I thought the bat barely left his shoulder, but that'll be strike 3, which means it'll be down to the final outs in Tyler Soderstrom. 2-2 pitch, and he pops this one up into foul territory. That should be an easy play at third for McLean, and that will end your ball game. The Reds win it by a final score of 6-1, As, again, just an okay game overall, but just too many crooked numbers. I mean, a 6 spot. The Reds never scored despite the 5th inning, and that's all they needed because we just forgot how to pitch for an inning. And again, it costs us. The offense can get a little bit of hits here and there, but they can't really rally anything together. And we drop another one as the first of the 3 games set in Cincinnati goes the way of the home squad. Game 2, though, different story. We bounce back and win 12-2 with 2 5 spots of our own. Ruiz goes yard. And how about Wade Miley? 2 earned in 7 innings. He's been the best pitcher so far in the rotation. Game 3, we do lose 2-1, however, despite a little bit of a rally in the 9th, as Waldachuk and Miller both pitched well, but it just wasn't enough. That'll bring us to the end of this episode. Next episode, we'll stay on the road against Tampa Bay before returning home for another interleague series against the St. Louis Cardinals. So we'll see that in the next episode. We're now 4-6. Not a bad start, but we want to try to get back to 500. We'll see if we can do that next episode. But thank you guys so much for watching. Also, I want to say one more thing. The Google Doc, I know I mentioned that. It has not been updated. It's because I'm actually front-loading these episodes. So the episode you're watching now, I'm probably way ahead of this. And I don't want to update and give any spoilers. So once we get evened out when college football comes out, I will start updating with that. But hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.